It's here, folks. My frost cover for my brand new Vego Garden 32-inch tall raised bed. And not a minute too soon because I have got a lot of things already attacking this. And no, we're nowhere close to our first frost date, but the squirrels are in active digging mode and they have already started digging things up over here. So that frost cover, it is more than just a frost cover. It's going to protect it from the squirrels. It's going to be protecting it from the rain of acorns that are falling from, maybe you can even hear them, that are falling from my trees right above my head. It's going to protect it from the odd hailstorm that we sometimes get here. It's going to protect it from wind, and it's even going to protect it from the sun, believe it or not. And if we haven't met before, my name is Tara. I garden in the Bay Area, and lately I have totally been getting into these tall raised beds or those elevated raised beds. In fact, this one I believe is my fifth one, and I'm loving them for the simple reason that they're just so much easier on the back. So let's go ahead and get that thing set up. And I just am so excited because I think it's going to be pretty easy to do. And I'm going to be protecting all these amazing plants that I showed you in the previous video. But I'll do a quick rundown of what I've planted here again because it's a little different than I normally would do. It's not your regular transplants. It's some of those things that are very precious and special to me. So this greenhouse had better work. Oh, and also, I'm going to do a little bit of a glow up of this space. Let me turn around and show you all the things I need to sort out here. So entering from the side door of my house, this is what you're faced with as soon as you get in here. This ugly looking shed that right now is such a mess and so full I can barely even close it. I've got this weird plant stand standing over here. I got to do something with it. And just in general, this space, it's not inviting. It's not looking pretty. So let's see what we can do to clean it up a little bit and make it look a little more presentable and inviting. So I set up this 32-inch tall Vego raised bed just a few days ago. This is 2 feet by 8 feet, and it's got a soil saver level underneath, so I don't have to fill up 30 bags of soil, which is how much it would have taken. I only put in about 14, so less than half. So really, really good to have something at the bottom. You can put bricks, you can put logs, but that soil saver level is just so easy to set up. It was a breeze and saved me so much money on soil. Now look at all these plants that I've got here. Now these are actually cuttings of coleus. I love coleus. Look how pretty that is. I've got a few more different colors over here, and I always overwinter them. They do not like the frost, but they're pretty easy to overwinter. And if I can do it within the greenhouse, it'll be really so much easier. This is a 4 o'clock plant. I don't think it'll overwinter, but hey, what the heck, I'll try. Dragon fruit. I grew this from seed, and it needs protection the first year. This is some kind of fern, but look at this, you guys. These oak trees, they are just dumping stuff constantly. Sometimes I feel I need to take an umbrella outside because they may hit me on the head. And of course, it's not just that they're falling here. Squirrels have been digging and burying them. They are like going crazy, burying things everywhere. And I put this mulch layer mainly because squirrels really like dark colored soil, fresh soil to dig in. And I came this morning and there were holes all over the place. So I got to get that cover up really, really quickly. Now, some of the other plants that I've put in here, kind of semi-tropical. This one over here is firecracker plant. It's from my childhood. These little flowers, we used to make garlands with them and wear them in our hair. And also for religious festivals, they're very popular. This is a curry leaf tree. Now, these I grew from a cutting, actually. A friend of mine gave me it. She had grown from a cutting, and they can be really expensive if you buy them from the store, but they take a long time to grow, and they do not like the frost. I've got a fig baby, and I've got papayas. I threw a whole bunch of seeds from a papaya that I was eating, and they all grew. Now, for papayas, you need male and female, so I'm going to have to plant quite a few. That's why I've got a lot growing in here. But for this first year, I want them to stay indoors. I'm not going to put them in the ground. I'll put them outside in spring. And then just a few other things. This is tulsi. This is some geranium that I grew from seed. This is called, what is this? Bullseye geranium. Really pretty leaves as they grow bigger. Just such a pretty plant. Can't wait to see them bloom. And then I'm also overwintering some pepper plants. So yeah, lots of stuff going on here. Oh, and I forgot. I've stuck some cuttings here and there. This is chrysanthemum. I've got some mallow. Yeah, I just can't help myself, you guys. I just keep putting things in here. That's another reason why I got to get that cover up. I got to make it hard for me to put things in here because this thing is overflowing. All right, let's do this. I have laid out all the parts and made sure I've got everything. And I'm actually particularly excited about the cover system, you guys, because I have gotten frost covers before for other setups that I've got, and they have just not lived up to what I expected. I'll actually show you an example in a little bit so you kind of know what to look out for when you order something like this. But with Vego Garden and their reputation for quality, I am not concerned at all about the quality of it, and I'm expecting that this is going to last me as long as that raised bed does. Got my power tools? Let's do this. Ooh, I'm liking this. This is why guys like power tools. Makes you feel strong. Now, one of the things I really love about Vego Garden products is they're not just easy to put together, they kind of also make it fun. I feel like a kid playing with Connects or Legos or something. All of the hardware, the screws and nuts and things are made of stainless steel, and so they will not rust, just like the raised bed. Now, I'm clearly not a handyman like my husband is, but hey, this was easy even for me to do. And those pieces fit so smoothly and nicely together. Everything is so well made. This went actually pretty quickly, and even though it was kind of awkward, gosh, it would help if I lost a few pounds, I was still able to get it all done in probably no more than 10 minutes or so. Another thing about Vego Garden products is that they come with really good detailed manuals. Now, I typically don't like reading manuals because they usually suck, let's face it, but Vego Garden does such a nice job, and when I don't read the manual, I find myself needing to redo things frequently. So yeah, read the manual, girl. These rods are sturdy steel, and I can imagine that I could use it as a trellis in the off season. Lots of nice poles for things to climb on and hang from. That was so much fun putting this together. Now let's go get the cover. But before we do that, I actually want to show you a comparison between the cover that I got for this, the frost cover, versus another one that I got for another raised bed from a different brand that didn't quite hit the mark. So let me show you what I was looking for, or at least what problems I had with the other one. And hopefully it's not going to happen with this one because this is Vego Garden and they're known for their quality. So here's my new frost cover, and this is the old one that I had. The Vego Garden one comes with cute little bows. Feels like I'm opening a present. But let me show you up close what I think some of the key differences can or should be. First off, the material feels and seems pretty similar, both of them, but the big difference starts to happen right here with the zipper. High quality zipper. I mean, even if you look at the stitching, it's just uneven in places. Look at the Vego Garden one. Just perfect, perfectly even. And the biggest difference is the fact that this overlap piece over here that holds the plastic in place is a tad wider than the overlap piece for this one. Actually compared them. So this is about maybe 30% wider, which makes all the difference in the world because it's going to hold on to the plastic a lot tighter, and hopefully this is not going to happen. Some more key differences. If you look at the bottom here, this thing kind of just hung over the raised bed that I had in the other place. That was my Cedar Craft raised bed, actually, that you get at Costco every year. This was an add-on. Costco doesn't sell this, but it was an add-on that you could get from their website. And probably a bad idea to get it because this thing, it actually flew off a couple of times. Not exactly what you look for in a greenhouse. On the other hand, with the Vego Garden system, they've actually got these tabs that when you put on top of the raised bed, you can tighten them so that they hold very tightly in place. So not just it's going to hold really firm, I would expect, but also nothing can try to sneak under it because it's going to be holding nice and tight. Anyway, let's go ahead and put this on, and I am excited to see what the final thing looks like. Now, this part is probably easier to do with a friend, but hey, I'm a lone wolf. I like to work alone and only ask for help when I absolutely need it. Oh, and by the way, I should have removed the zipper beforehand. It would have been so much easier. And here I'm tying it down. There are 4 ties in the 4 corners, and now I'm done. It's got a couple of windows, one on this side and the other, that actually have a mesh that will let some airflow through, because this thing is almost airtight. Let me show you what it looks like on the inside and the number of places that it really holds firm. So it's got a lot of Velcro tabs all along the top like that. And that's going to hold this really, really tight. And in addition, like I said earlier, it has got these tabs that you can really pull nice and tight. And it's got it on all 4 sides so it doesn't crumple up in one place. And I'm really hoping that the wind is not going to be able to pick this up. It's holding on real tight and it won't fly away like this one did. Oh, and one more thing. If you are going to be installing irrigation for this bed, it's better to do it before you set this up. So I've at least got the bones of my irrigation going. I've still got to put the little sprinkler heads in. But yeah, it becomes more awkward once you've got the cover on. So do that before. Now, I also said that we were going to do a little bit of a glow up of the space, and I have been working on that off camera. Let me show you what I did. I actually took some video last night. It looks pretty nice. Not quite there yet, but getting there. But before we do that, I just wanted to remind you folks that I am a Vego Garden affiliate. I've got my affiliate link here as well as in the description. And yeah, that QR code, that's the affiliate link. And if you use the code GREENLOVE10, you will get $10 off your entire order. They run sales all the time. And yeah, these elevated raised beds are awesome. The frost cover is new, and check it out. I think it's going to be great as well. Let's look at our glow up now. So first, as a quick reminder, let me show you the view coming in, the before picture, and then we'll show you the after. So entering from the side door of my house, this is what you're faced with as soon as you get in here. And now the after. So let's enter from here again. I just repurposed some garden decor that I had in the other parts of my garden. And ta-da! Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to paint this British green just like that, and maybe the walls as well. I mean, I've got to do a bunch of stuff, but I also got these ripple lights from Vego Garden, and they look so pretty at night. So let me show you what the nighttime look is like. So this is what it looks like at night. Aren't those ripple lights absolutely beautiful? Now, we didn't have much sunshine today, so I think they haven't charged up quite as much as they should have. But gosh, they look pretty. I am feeling so accomplished. By the way, if you want to see some of the other elevated raised beds from Vego Garden that I set up over the last few months, they are all doing phenomenally well. I'll put a playlist right here with links to all of them. And then also, if you want to see the video where I set up this raised bed with the soil saver level and had a lot of fun doing it, check out that video as well. I'll put a link to it on the screen. Until next time, folks, live green and love your greens.